Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out and about in front of the sun and under the energy of Mars. And I do believe it is October 5th. And so tomorrow is the closest that Mars will get to Earth in like 28 years. And I gotta say, this energy is absolutely crazy. And I feel definitely crazy. Because I'm all in on a planet at peace, a planet that works together. So it's like when I deal with hackers and haters all the time, it's just strange to me because I don't understand how we can have an escalating perpetual war system beyond 2020. Now, I definitely do not claim to know everything. I definitely probably got a lot of shit wrong. But I have been here as an adult since 1990 to now. And I have watched the world progress from 1990 until now. And so it would seem, from my estimation, that escalating divide and conquer, escalating conflict is absolutely unsustainable, especially as things are falling apart and most of the factors are built in, making us all more agitated and stressed out. And so it definitely seems like since 2015, at least in America, not a single conflict has been resolved. That whatever open wounds or hurt feelings or people who felt disrespected, that like all those wounds are still there and that no conflicts have been resolved since 2015 at the earliest. And so here we are, 10 months and almost a week into the year. And the energy is definitely super Marsy. I don't know if that's Mars dust. I don't know if that's Planet X dust. I don't know if that's wildfire smoke from all the fires that are happening across the planet. But I do know that is what I voted for with my heart for 8 years, is a no conflict world where brother is not fighting brother all the time, where mother's not fighting mother, father's not fighting father, sister's not fighting sister, neighbor's not fighting neighbor, state's not fighting state, party's not fighting party. And so one of the reasons I've been in my apartment a lot is just that like people are super volatile these days. Because if you like take a lot of the fun away, it drives people crazy. Oh, beautiful birds. And we got a major hurricane weird storm bearing down on the Gulf. And I would say to all my people in South Texas and Houston, I definitely would not trust it until it is gone. It's supposed to do another turn to the east. And even on its present path would be a major problem for New Orleans, barring a miracle. And that I feel like, I know everybody's talking about, sick of talking about the virus, but it's like at this point, absolutely no options or solutions have been presented on how to handle it for the next year and a half. And that no matter what, like, unlike it, even if it's like the super strongest flu ever, it pretty much spreads to everyone around you in close contact under old normal circumstances. And then everybody around you gets super sick for 3 to 5 days. And so no matter what, like whole businesses shut down, and with a death rate of 0.46%. So I want to remind people that when the president got it, they gave him 3 different types of drugs. They flew him to Walter Reed, and he had 10 doctors and nurses at his beck and call. I still don't think he's out of the woods. I've studied this virus enough to know that the first month is weird as shit, and I think I had it in November, and it messed with me, and my energy levels have still not returned. And so we need a plan and a strategy how to handle the next year and a half. And Congress is in no hurry to get back to work. So yeah, I'm frustrated. Super frustrated. Hey man, I'm big on quality of life for all people. I still gotta hand it to Nostradamus, that one constraint where he was like, in 1999, terror will come from the sky and Mars will rule after. I don't think he meant forever, but the last 20 years have definitely been Mars dominated, where it is all war all the time against and versus everybody. And I think that war as business in a 2020 model starts to get super weird and very dangerous for everyone. But hey, I don't know everything. Who knows? I may not know jack shit. This world is so confusing. So I stressed out from like day one to like yesterday about I didn't want to lose the president. Now it looks like he may be healthy. Now is the best time for everyone to embrace peace on earth. I don't give a shit if believing in that gets me killed. or continues to get me hackers or haters or troubles down the way. Because I remember 1990. I remember the 90s. And we as a people are headed in the wrong direction. But I'm not preaching at you. I'm not telling you what you have to do. I'm not trying to limit anyone in one belief subject, in any subject. I'm one man in a collection of 7 billion. And I just want to say again, I definitely think it is super weird. And it started with Obama, and then it continued under Trump to where, like, all of a sudden, one man gets all the spotlight all the time. Where, like, they shut down the concerts, they shut down the schools, they took away the space shuttle, they took away rock and roll. And now the only subject anyone really talks about is politics. That definitely sounds, if you'd have asked me in 2000 if that was the worst case scenario, I would have said it sounds like one of them. Like it was where we were in 2000 to where we are now. We've lost space shuttle, we've lost rock and roll, and now we've lost concerts, pretty much movies in the theater, symphonies, in many places, churches and pubs. And like, this is the reward we've gotten for spending 20 years fighting, blaming each other, and talking about politics increasingly. And it is one thing to be like, hey, I'm a person that wants to talk about politics 24/7 as it was the only subject on earth. That is somebody's right. It's another thing to want or to force other people to only talk about politics all the time, and it is the only subject that everyone focuses on. Right now, all we have is today. And if we get lucky, we will get tomorrow. And definitely in October, we are taking it one day at a time. If you did not predict that the virus would hit Earth, or that we would have some type of virus scenario in 2020, or you did not predict that the president would have to spend the first days of October in the hospital with the virus, then you have to admit maybe there are some surprises or some things you don't see coming. I'm saying that. I don't know what's going to happen next. But I do know that it feels like no conflicts have been resolved since 2015. At least not in the United States. Someone said, why would they resolve conflict? And, definitely from my perspective, there are a lot of people who are very rich and very powerful who definitely want to have business as usual moving forward as long as possible. People that have way more money and resources than I do. And I've definitely been told in person more than once that nothing is going to change and we are not going to work together. Divide and conquer is here to stay. And as a Norse Jedi Christian, that like peace on earth has always been my goal. So, I can only be me. And I'm like, let my people go. So thank you for enjoying this sunset with me. Thank you for being awesome. And it's just the thing I don't get, and I guess I'll never get. Is that having some type of like bad energy loop between people, whether it be like a husband and ex-wife or ex-boyfriend and girlfriend or just whatever reason, people end up hating each other forever or more than a year. Like I said, I'm a Norse Christian Jedi. Forgiveness is one of the things that makes my King of Kings the King of Kings. Is that strength comes from forgiveness, and peace of mind and peace of soul comes from like not holding hate or grudges, because that shit just decays you on the inside, mentally, physically, spiritually. And so like if someone did make me mad, really mad, or even betray me or steal from me like 5 years ago or 3 years ago or 2 years ago, man, I do my best to forgive it and I let it go. So I'm not haunted by the past. So as I said, like the holiday season is very Ghost of Christmas Past, Ghost of Christmas Present, Ghost of Christmas Future. October is going to be super duper spooky. The whole bridge, the bridge I'm standing on is shaking. That's crazy. Maybe it's gonna break. I give myself a 12% chance of surviving the fall if it fell in the middle. Maybe 27. And so I definitely don't understand now, knowing that we have to work together to make it through every single day, not only in the month, but through the year and the next decade. I don't understand where it's going to get us to be mad at shit that happened a year ago, 5 years ago, a month ago. Like the whole planet needs a period of jubilee and forgiveness. Yeah, I get that they're like 6% of the people who would never be into that. I may be stupid sometimes, but I'm not a dummy. And so here we are getting closer to Mars' opposition to Earth. I can feel it. Can you feel it? So I'm trying to do everything I can to bubble myself from negative energy, definitely through the rest of October. Because it's everywhere. People are angry, scared, confused. And no one is really talking about plans or solutions. And nobody really seems that concerned that nobody's really talking about plans or solutions. God is great. And up to this day, I've had the best life I could have ever dreamed of. And I still see the vast potential that lays before us all. I was watching a clip from Carl Sagan, and Carl Sagan was talking about how, like, humanity has a need to take care of each other. Like I said, I'm only one man, and on the list of money or resources, I'm very low on the list. And any great major changes that I could have affected into the future before 2020, I should have done before now, I think. Although I'll keep trying. Oh, and I just want to say that, like, earlier today it was announced France went back into lockdown, and then Russia went back into lockdown. So that's like France, Russia, Israel in lockdown. And when they usually do it, they don't poll people. They don't like, hey, everybody vote on your phone that day to see, do you want to lock down today or not? It just happens. Explained that in March, and I tried to explain it up to October when I said lockdowns were coming back. So if you're just joining us, when the sun was up, there was super red all around it. And the other night, when Mars was by the moon was green, and Mars was reddish, orange, tangerine-ish. And it definitely seems like we've been in some type of dance of the planets all year long. And it kicked off with that Christmas eclipse. They had a 4th of July eclipse. We got Mercury retrograde on the day of voting. That is so crazy. You got 2 full moons in spooky October, rock steady October, Rocktober. The first of the month was crazy, wild, nuts. And then on the 31st, I think the very first full moon on the 1st was in Aries. And the 31st will be in Taurus, the bull. And so that's why I feel like I'm like, yo, dude, why is this angry Taurus energy showing back up? Was it 2015 again? I thought we settled that shit for everybody's families, so we could avoid some type of a Karate Kid, Cobra Kai season ending. And bulls are cool. You know, like, I'm a Sagittarius, so it's like half man, half horse. But in my Chinese astrological sign, I'm a boar or a pig. And so bulls are kind of like horses and boars, you know? I understand that bulls want to stand still when they want to stand still, and they want to run when they want to run. And bulls can definitely get very territorial and very alpha of the pack. And I don't want to get too cocky, but if I can get along with spiders and snakes, I should definitely be able to get along with a bull. But I don't know, because they could be stubborn. I think the whole term machismo comes from the combination of a donkey and a mule. So it's like the both stubborn parts. And in Greek mythology, the Minotaur was like half man, half bull. Mount Olympus in bloom. Like, all the Earth people don't kill each other. Or we learn from all the mistakes or all the lessons throughout all mythology and all religion. It's a crazy concept. And thank you, Moni Moni. And thank you all. Thank you, Asteroid Fight Club. You guys are super duper great and awesome. Thank you to Nova Computer Research. Thank you to, there's so many of y'all that have been so great to me. Thank you to everyone who's helped keep me safe and alive. And I call it like I see it. And I gotta say that from like October 1st, when it was announced that our president had the virus and then went into the hospital, like I was hit with just like tons of anxiety. And I don't usually have anxiety attacks because I do not want a president to die on my watch as Planetary Defense Commander. I don't know if I'm gonna do it after 2020. Man, like we will see when this year's over. But I'm just saying, like, and then so today the narrative is like, oh, he's totally okay, everything is fine. And so like the first few days of the month for me were like as stressful as they've been all year. And then it's like, okay, he's okay. And then somehow the energy happens to get 10 times fucking worse. They're like everybody was kind of in, like most people, a lot of people, I'd say 85% were in this very calm, like very, people did not want the worst case scenario. I do not think most people wanted him to die. That like, I said 2 prayers for his health and recovery. And so even though I was stressed out, the overall energy among the people, there was a very silent, weird, humble calm. I don't care, admits it, it was there. And everybody's machismo and anger and attacks, everything kind of ratcheted down. Yeah, there were still some on both sides, but there's always gonna be that like 3 to 5%. And then now that it appears he's healthy, I don't think he's 100% out of the woods. It seems like everybody's like, okay, the giant pre-election passive civil war is back on. Everybody go back to totally fighting and arguing all the time and accusing each other of stupid shit. And so I guess that is why I'm so frustrated today. And I'm totally amazed that there's 69 people here with me to listen to me talk about my frustrations. And I'll say the same things I've been saying all year. The important things here, definitely through the next 3 months and next year, are going to be making sure you keep the people fed and you keep the power on and you keep the water clean. I live in Houston, Texas. Last week, we had an amoeba scare. We're like, oh, by the way, there's some type of amoeba that got into Houston water and it can eat your motherfucking brain. So you get like double dosed by the coronavirus and the brain eating amoeba. I'm saying that is one of the signals of like, hey guys, we definitely need to be protecting and making sure the water supply is clean and running. We definitely need to be feeding the people, and we definitely need to keep the power on and people in their homes over the next 3 months and year. Russia just went back into lockdown. Israel went into lockdown. France is going into lockdown. Like, yeah, birdies. And honestly, you know, what you do in an election is everyone shows up and then everyone votes. It's a one-day event. To have this nonstop circus 24/7 that is all election focused at a time where we have real issues that have to be solved now. It'd be comical if it wasn't so tragic. And there's no other word for it than just a circus. The whole thing. And it's been a 1-year-long circus, technically 4 years. I'm tired of the circus, dude. And the circus is like Hotel California. It's like once you enter, Election year 2020, you can never leave. But the sky is beautiful and the birds are amazing. And I love Houston. And the Mercury goes retrograde in like a week. I don't know, somewhere around there. And so everyone's communication skills will go down half a notch or a notch. Oy vey. And I'm super grateful that I can stand here on a bridge with this phone talking to y'all. That I have food and cigarettes. Oh yeah, and the Eris alignment on the 17th. So we're just geared in and geared up for the wildest October in modern history. I mean, last 100 years at least. How come we don't have a good bunch of GoPros flying around Mars that are shooting back video to us at like 60 frames a second? That would be cool. All right, y'all stay cool. And let me just, this is on a personal level. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't understand why anyone wants any personal conflicts now. Especially with Mars retrograde. If you gotta fight, wait till the middle of November. Just after all this, like, and I don't think anyone should fight. I'm just saying. And so that's why, Mama, we are the ones who are stripping each other of our civil rights. All the things that are being taken away from us, we're doing it just because we aren't coming up with a better plan, a better way. So it is all the crappy shit we never fixed over the last 100 or 1,000 years that is causing us to have everything kind of go wrong. Why is it a problem? Because we didn't foresee the problem and fix it ahead of time. So a lot of shit is breaking down. And then there's probably going to be some type of power vacuum grab. I would guess. Who knows? That would be crazy. All right. I love y'all. I'll try to be less frustrated. We got a major hurricane coming in. I think I can feel the hurricane energy. I can feel the Eris energy. I can feel the Mars energy. I can feel the Pluto energy. I can feel y'all's energy. I can feel my energy. And I can hear the birds. But I'm grateful for all y'all. And that we will make it through this together. Yeah, forgiveness and jubilee. That is the path to the future. I know people don't agree. But we're all allowed to have different belief systems, man. And I believe that forgiveness and jubilee is our key forward. That's what I'm betting on. All right, this guy's great. And you are pretty good too. Life is definitely good. Okay, I'll be back later. They said the hurricane's going to rapidly intensify, and I don't trust where it is going. The cranky weather guy is so frustrated he hasn't been posting as much anywhere near lately. Just because to get on and talk about weather, you know, you get like tons of people that attack you in weird ways. Because weather has been one of the things that people have tried to take control of or dominate. Because it's a business. They look at it as a business. Oh, there's our first star. And so I usually calm down a little when Cranky tells me a giant hurricane's about to turn. So now it definitely looks like Houston is in the cone of possibility, and the same with even the panhandle of Florida. And New Orleans is in major danger. Although I don't know where it's going. And definitely the next 20 to 40 hours are where we will find out the most, to where we'll give people the most information ahead of time. Okay, I love you guys. I'm trying to cheer up. That's why I'm out walking. And I've been in my foxhole for like 6 months. Regardless of how dangerous it is, I'm going to start going on walks and going outside, out in nature. Still away from people, though, every day. I think hopefully it'll be good for my mental health. So God bless y'all. And please forgive me for any time I was weak, stupid, said something mean, or told y'all something that I believe was true, but it ended up being wrong. Oh, yeah. Oh, hey. Man, how do I flip this around? Hey, buddy. Hello, flying machine. You are super cool. I think that may be a helicopter. Looks like a helicopter. Sounds like a helicopter. And anytime I see a flying machine, I think, yo, we did that. Humanity working together. Put planes in the sky. I still think it's one of the coolest things we've done. I'm amazed every time we did it. Every time we do it. All right. I love y'all. Stay cool. But get ready for spooky Rocksteady Rocktober. And my ability to talk and communicate effectively may not return until Mercury goes direct the day of the election. And then it may take a few days to recalibrate. So bear with me. And if you leave me now, I understand. You find good videos and good adventures wherever you go. I don't hate nobody. I'm mad at anybody. I don't blame anyone for the shit show we're in, because we're all responsible. So thank you for being awesome. God bless. Oh, see, look, and that is what is cool about this. Like, every night, Jupiter, that's Jupiter right there. And there's Saturn. It's like, up until December 21st, they're going to continue to be approaching each other that we can see in the sky every night until they're on top of each other. And then, like, in the middle is Pluto. In the middle of Jupiter and Saturn is Pluto, which is so crazy. But awesome and magical. I think that is Spica or Vega. It's where the Northern Star would be, I guess, normally. Sorry. All right, talk to y'all soon. Thanks for being with me at sundown. You helped calm me down. Merry Christmas.